mothers and daughters, they share a special bond. I don't think anyone would deny that, but how can you build that bond into a real relationship? Author Vikki Carrel says a strong mother-daughter connection is crucial to raising healthy, happy, well-adjusted girls. I'm so excited about this topic, and I think, again, it's something every daughter can connect with.
I'm passionate about it, too.
We felt that. One thing I found interesting is you strongly believe, and the research supports this, that having that strong connection can affect your daughter both emotionally but also physically.
Absolutely. The latest research, Brooke, tells us that the mother-daughter connection is vital to a girl's emotional and physical health. It creates thriving conditions for her to feel more capable and confident. It prevents her from becoming involved in drug and alcohol use, and it also helps her to stay away from risky sexual behavior and clears up confusing messages about her body and abilities. So this connection is really powerful.
Important reasons to connect right there. I don't want to assume that every mother and daughter has that immediate bond. I think that would be insensitive to do that. I think some mothers and daughters struggle to form that. Is that fair?
Absolutely. Just because a girl inherits her mom's DNA doesn't mean that there's going to be an instant connection. Moms play an important role here in creating opportunities to connect with their daughters. They'll find that connecting with daughters when they're younger is easier than when they move into adolescence. But the good news is, if they connect when their daughters are younger, it really helps them keep that connection going with their teenage daughters.
So it's important to connect young. Do you believe it's too late at a certain point to form that bond?
Oh, no, not at all. It just is easier to connect when they're young, and I think we need to remember, too, that one of the most important things moms can do is connect at childhood, because a girl, her whole core of what she believes in about life happens before the age of 10.
When we talk about finding that time to connect, that can be really hard. I think especially if a mom's attention is spread, you know, among 3, 4, 5 children. Any advice out there for moms to find that time?
I know, we are busy, but it's critical. So even 10 minutes a day of uninterrupted time is important. It's something as simple as just reading a story to your daughter before she goes to bed as a preschooler, or listening to a teenage daughter tell you about her day at school. It's about being present in her life and creating mother-daughter connections as tradition. Find something that mom and daughter enjoy and do it regularly. And this is something, these traditions can take place at childhood, teenage years, and into adulthood. The key is making connecting a priority.
So you talk about those fun topics. What did you do at school today? Or what boy do you have a crush on? Those fun topics that you discuss with your mom.
And being a good listener. Sometimes it's just about listening.
What about the heavier topics, especially if that connection isn't as strong? Drugs, alcohol, sex. I mean, the important things you should communicate with your daughter. How do you develop a connection while you're talking about those issues?
That can be challenging, but I want to share with you some research that was done with a cross-sectional study of 600 middle schoolers from the South Bronx in New York City, and I found the results of this very interesting. 9 out of 10, that's 94% of those students, said in the survey that they want their moms to talk to them about drugs, alcohol, and risky sexual behavior.
They want it.
They want it, and to set those boundaries. I don't think moms realize how important their opinions are about that subject matter. It impacts their daughters significantly. So, in regards to choices.
Even if a teenager is rolling their eyes, they're kind of acting put out, they're throwing out the teenage attitude, are they still listening? Do they still care?
Absolutely. Moms think they may not be, but they are. So moms need to keep talking. Invest time. Take time to talk to your daughter, but do it in a distraction-free environment. If you don't want to compete with their cell phone and their iPod. When they set rules, they need to be clear-cut. They need to understand them, and I always think it's important to state the consequence as well. So if the daughter decides to break the rules, she knows what the consequence will be. Stay dialed into their life, know their friends and the activities that they're involved with. And when it comes to discussions, I think moms need to be open to their daughter's opinions and to her feelings. You want that feedback. So talk with her, not at her. And remember, you can be firm but kind, because you don't want it to escalate into a conflict and become an angry situation.
You talked about the emotional benefits of strengthening this mother-daughter relationship, and you use a word I love, a very powerful word. You say this can help your daughter thrive. If you have a strong relationship, it can help your daughter thrive. How can we use this relationship to channel confidence and self-esteem?
We need to remember, especially when it comes to like body image in girls, I think that that's important to teach them certain viewpoints on body image, because our body image really impacts how we feel, especially girls. So let's look at body image and how that impacts them as far as thriving to feel comfortable and confident and competent. Body image, it comes back to mom. Mom, what kind of body image how do you feel about your own body, and what kind of messages are you sending? Let's talk about how to promote a healthy body image with our young women, with our daughters. It comes down to looking at what your body does versus how it looks.
And having that discussion and modeling your own
Exactly. And talking
behavior.
about foods as healthy rather than fattening foods or good foods and bad foods. And it's key to teach them to esteem themselves, to build that confidence from internal sources, not external sources.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. I feel like we could talk about this all day. I loved your last point. Believe in this relationship. Believe it can help. And you also had a great tip that moms can ask daughters what they need from the mom. What do you need
when
from
it
me?
comes to stress? Absolutely address that, because it's about empowering her, believing in the relationship, and finding time to connect.
Great tips, as always.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. We've got more tips on our website, and Vikki hosts Mother-Daughter Connection seminars. So we've posted details about those seminars, those workshops, where you can continue this conversation with Vikki on our website, studio5.ksl.com. Darren?
Thanks.